Hello, everyone. Welcome to Off the Charts, episode 315. My name is Dan, and I shall be your host once again. Before we start off, if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Hit the little thumbs up and little bell to be notified when I publish new content like this. So, today I will be doing an episode regarding movies that are based on, I guess, fictional bands, and we'll talk about the music inside the said movie. Some of them actually went and bought the soundtrack. Some I went and just bought certain songs on iTunes. And if there's some that I'm missing, 'cause I love movies that are based on rock. And I'm not talking about documentaries or like music documentaries. I've done an episode on that already. This is strictly movies based on, I guess, rock, metal, whatnot there. So if there's some that I'm missing, let me know in the comments. So what I'm about to show here is alphabetical in no particular order. I have 13 movies about. So we'll go through them one by one. I'll just let you know if the music is good or whatnot. So we'll start off. Some of them, three maybe I've talked about before in my horror episode. What I've done with movies about horror music or whatever there. Anyway, so this is bands or movies that are based about bands. Some are real, most of them are fake there, like, or just they're just bands that exist for the movies. So first off, we will go with Deathgasm. Now this movie is, I've talked about it on my horror. Is this the only one? Maybe two or three, yeah. So this one here is based on these four. It was four, yeah. Four kids who form a, I guess, black metal band, and they resurrect zombies by playing some guy's last album that would summon, zombies. Great movie, by the way. Musically, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not a fan of black metal, but as a movie, this is great. I strongly recommend it here. So, Deathgasm, uh, quite funny actually. One of my fave movies of this genre, I guess. There, so Deathgasm, uncut story about this band of kids with their hot or the hot girlfriend, and they resurrect zombies with some guy's music, and they have to go and fight the zombies. And if I remember correctly, they have to play the song backwards or something like that to get the zombie. I forget the. But anyway, it's a great movie. So Deathgasm is one here. This one you probably have all heard of there. Some of these movies you might have not heard of. So this is a coming of age movie. It was released in the 90s. So talk about Detroit Rock City. The movie is about four kids who want to go see Kiss and encounter a whole bunch of shenanigans trying to get into a concert. They lost their tickets or blah, blah, blah. This does feature a new Kiss song called Nothing, not Nothing Compares to You. The fuck was it called again here? I have it. Give me a sec, guys. Here, I'll be 2 seconds here. This is stupid. Because I have it on my box set too, and it's called, and it's written by the same woman who co-wrote "I Don't Want to Miss a Thing" with what the hell is that? So "Nothing Can Keep Me From You" is a song. So this woman had co-written with Aerosmith for Armageddon. There, I don't want to miss a thing, which sucks. I do enjoy "Nothing Can Keep Me From You." It's a great Paul Stanley song, uh, vocal. They're great vocals. I like the song. I bought the soundtrack just because of the song, and of course, it ended up on the Kiss box set anyway. So you tell me which one is worth it. But it's a funny movie. It's a great soundtrack of songs you've heard many a times. And there's also a Kiss performance at the end. So Detroit Rock City, but I mostly will recommend it just for the one new Kiss song, "Nothing Can Keep Me From You." To me, it's better than "I Don't Want to Miss a Thing" from Armageddon with Aerosmith. It's written by the same person. Next up, oh, there's a funny story behind this one here. So this is about a Canadian punk band who, uh, yeah, they get back together and try to form or make a road trip. So, in remembering some member that was shot or apparently shot, hardcore logo. I remember seeing the poster for it. I guess I should take off this price because I actually tried to sell it at a garage sale, and I'll tell you why. Well, first of all, nobody wanted it, I guess, there. But what is funny about this girl. So here's a hint for you guys. Never lend money to a hot girl at work, okay? So this girl decided, "Oh, Dan, can I borrow 20 bucks?" I'm like, "Oh, fine." So I lent her 20 bucks. Took forever and forever. I keep reminding her, "Hey, where's my 20 bucks?" Blah, blah. So at one time, she decides to lend me this movie. And I said to her after, "I'm keeping this hostage until you give me my 20 bucks." Well, I still have the movie, so I guess I never got my 20 bucks, right? Um, I've seen it once at the time. It was decent there. I'm not, there's some great, I know that there's on the soundtrack, there's a Edmonton Block Heater by The Pursuit of Happiness. So there's a song I didn't have by The Pursuit of Happiness. So that's worth it for this. Movie is good. I remember it ending in a bad way. That's all I remember. I'm not gonna spoil the. It's good. Is it great? Nah. So I tried to resell it at a garage sale. That was my little sticker here that I took off there. Guess nobody wanted it. So hardcore logo about a punk band, a Canadian punk band that reforms and blah blah blah. Okay, next up. So I mentioned that I was not gonna do documentaries about band, but there's mockumentaries and that's a little different. So I'm gonna put in here A Mighty Wind, which is a another movie from Christopher Guest, who's done Best in Show, Waiting for Guffman, starred in This Is Spinal Tap. More to come on that later. But this is about a folk um, concert. So this, I guess, this head of a record company for concentrated on folk music had died, and then all these characters reunite for a tribute concert. And I'm going to say this for the I love this movie, by the way. I even got the soundtrack on vinyl. I should have brought it up from upstairs, but yeah, it's this type of movie. Whether even though it's funny, kind of got me into folk music for the duration of this movie. Let me put it that way. I still haven't bought any folk music there, but yeah, this is a great one here. Documentary or mockumentary about three bands that reunite, starring, oh my God, Eugene Levy, Michael McKean. I gotta forget all their names here. Jane Lynch, Catherine O'Hara, Parker Posey, Harry Shearer, Fred Willard. Yeah, he's a good guy there. Anyway, great movie or great mockumentary about folk music. So there you go. That's another one, and great music soundtrack too. Okay, this one here is worth it. It's a bad movie. Worth it for two songs. So this movie is a horror movie. Uh, I guess it took place around 84, 80. Got filmed around 84, 85, around that time. 84. So I'm talking about Monster Dog. And you'd be like, what the hell is Monster Dog? Well, this is the Blu-ray, so apparently it's also called Leviathan. Um, but it stars Alice Cooper. So this is right after his Dada days when he kind of went out of the public eye and tried to get sober from alcohol and cocaine or whatnot there. But it actually does feature two. So he plays Vincent, forget what his, my God, this is so, I just got the Blu-ray of this here not too long ago. It says Alice Cooper plays the role of Victoria Vera. I know he plays Vincent or Vince. That's his real name in real life there. Unless it's Alice Cooper and Victoria, whatever. But anyway, there's Identity Crises, which appears on Alice Cooper's box set as a song, which it's very bare bones song, okay? But it's actually pretty decent song. So Identity Crises and See You in the Mirror is a song that appears midway through the movie. Identity Crises, that's what starts off the movie. You see he's got a video. So Alice Cooper plays a rock star, and apparently there's werewolves in their family or whatnot. So they're trying to figure out what the hell's going on, which is what Monster Dog means there. Movie isn't very good, but if you're an Alice Cooper fan, have you never heard or seen this movie, I strongly recommend it just for the music, which has two fairly decent songs here. So Alice Cooper in Monster Dog. Next up here, so on paper, so this is loosely based on Pete Best, the drummer that used to be the drummer for the Beatles before Ringo Starr stole his job. Well, this is called The Rocker, and this is a comedy, and it's got so this is Dwight Schrute from The Office. Was filmed when The Office wasn't the success it is now there. The Office was slowly starting to grab some. So people knew who Dwight Schrute was, but not quite yet. But yeah, this movie here is about this guy who was in an 80s hair metal band called Vesuvius, and he gets kicked out of the band, just like Pete Best did in the Beatles. And of course, Vesuvius become one of the biggest bands in the world, and he's stuck living at home at his sister's attic. But he forms another band, and I'm not going to spoil So on paper, his other band, I shouldn't like it, but there's a small part of me that actually enjoys the music there. Is it something I'd buy? No, no, I don't even own any. Sorry, I do own the two songs from Vesuvius that they recorded for the soundtrack, Pompeii Nights and I forget what the other one was there. Promised Land. That's it here. Actually, I got these all open right here. I should actually. I went to look at Kiss. Never mind. Anyway, it's Promised Land and Pompeii Nights. So some more funny music here. Great movie. I enjoy this one a lot here. So there's hair metal and then there's alternative rock, I guess. So, but the two songs worth getting are Pompeii Nights and um, Promised Land. So great, fun movie right here. I actually enjoyed this one a lot here. So The Rocker, starring Rainn Wilson, who plays Dwight Schrute in The Office. So that's another good one right there. All right, this one here is very. So I enjoyed this movie, but it was a complete. I'm not gonna say flop, but very critically unacclaimed. So the movie is Rockstar, starring Mark Wahlberg and Jennifer Aniston. This story is loosely based on when Rob Halford left Judas Priest, and then you got Tim Ripper Owens coming to replace him, and it's very loosely based on that. So Mark Wahlberg was a huge fan of the band Steel Dragon. He was also in a tribute band for Steel Dragon, like Tim Ripper Owen was in a tribute band of Judas Priest. Great soundtrack. The soundtrack to Rockstar is a lot better than the movie itself, and I actually enjoyed the movie. It's not going to win any Oscars, but I enjoyed it, especially just for the music. Great music there. So you can actually get, oh my God, there's like 6 songs by Steel Dragon here. I'll look up to my little list here. I have them all on iTunes. If I can get, and I've checked that this doesn't even exist on vinyl, but yeah, the Steel Dragon, it's a fake band which actually comprises of Jeff Pilson from Dokken, Zach Wild from Ozzy Osbourne, or I guess Black Label Society at the time, and Jason Bonham on drums. And of course, the lead guitarist is actually an actor. He played, I forget what his name was, but he played the villain Jigsaw in the second Punisher movie. And of course, Mark Wahlberg as the singer. But yeah, there's Blood Pollution, Living the Life, Long Live Rock and Roll, which is a Rainbow cover, Stand Up and Shout, which actually I talked about on my Sammy Hagar discography rating. This version here is sung by and played with by Steel Dragon and sung by Jeff Scott Soto, but is actually composed by Sammy Hagar. Wasted Generation's another great song. We All Die Young, that's the song that he goes and auditions to. Reckless is the song that after the tour that they did, they were starting recording songs. Colorful would be the song at the end when he leaves the band and becomes an alternative singer there. Anyway, great soundtrack. Soundtrack is much better than the movie. I didn't mind the movie. I did enjoy it. So there you go. Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg. Okay, next up, this is not a documentary. This is just a movie about this band. So The Runaways. I think this is the only movie I have with Kirsten Stewart. Man, though I fucking hate her as an actress. And Dakota Fanning, who plays Sherry Curry, and she plays Joan Jett. Pretty good movie, actually. It's a good story there. I bought it because of the relation with the music and all that there. So yeah, it's a pretty good movie there. Even though I'm not a fan of Kirsten Stewart as an actress there, she wasn't bad in this. I just find her very stiff as an actress there. But yeah, great. It ends where Joan Jett releases, her I Love Rock and Roll there, because you see her being interviewed on the radio with her pink, on the cover of I Love Rock and Roll. Anyway, The Runaways, a good movie here. The soundtrack, I mean, like, I don't even know if there was a soundtrack for this, but I do have a greatest hits of The Runaways. So there you go. The Runaways. Next up, 5 more, guys. I'm sure everybody knows this one here. School of Rock. I friggin' love Jack Black. This is probably one of his best movies. And at the end, they do play this one song in front of everybody, and it's one of those songs, you're watching and you're very proud, and you're not to say I cried, but I'm just like, oh my God, that's actually a great movie moment, is when the kids go and play their written song live, which is called I think it's just called School of Rock, actually. Yeah, but anyway, Funny movie, a little exaggerated. The backstory of how he becomes a professor is a little far-fetched, if you ask me there. But yeah, School of Rock is a great movie. And at the end, I find that the way the movie ends is actually very satisfactory. So School of Rock with Jack Black, and especially the song that they sing at the end, all the kids together, is great. So there's another one right here. Okay, I'm not going to talk much about this one because everybody knows this, and I've made an episode about this. I've actually starred I've actually not starred, guested on Grab a Stack of Rock, where we discussed Spinal Spinal Tap in length. So I know this is, again, it's like a mighty wind. Spinal Tap is not a band that exists, but the music is great, is fun. I mean, some are better than others. I have both. The soundtrack to the movie is great. The Break Like the Wind, their second album, is good. Okay, let's call a spade here. But yeah, the first Spinal Tap, This Is Spinal Tap, is a or mockumentary, and the music that goes along with it, it just works. So, spoiler alert, there is a Spinal Tap 2 coming along, and apparently there's even a soundtrack coming with this, so I will be definitely getting that. So Spinal Tap, or This Is Spinal Tap, one of my, if not my favorite rock movie ever, and the music actually works and is great. So there you go. This one, I'm not sure if people know about this one here. I've actually talked to a few people. My friend Pascal told me about this movie, and it is friggin' great. So I'm going to go with Still Crazy. Forget these guys' names. This is a UK movie. Billy Connolly, yeah, he's in that. He's a comedian. So this is all UK based here. This guy was in Fear.com. I've seen this guy many places. He was in the movie of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Anyway, so the band is called Strange Fruit. So they had a concert in the 70s. They disbanded after a big thunderstorm that just destroyed the stage, or the power anyway there. And then 10, 20 years, if not 30, I don't know how many years it was later, they're trying to reform, and hilarity ensues. But I got two great songs. I mean, I would buy the soundtrack if I can actually find it on vinyl. There is a great, great song called All Over the World. And of course, this guy here, the bass player, which is like a shy guy or not a good front man, actually composed a song and sang a song, which is called The Flame Still Burns. So, yeah, it's the movie is great. It just, you kind of want to punch those guys. It's like, you know, we're starting again from scratch. They're slowly, and then, you think they're going to make it, and then something happens, and again, you're like, oh my God, guys, you really don't want success. But a great, great movie. I'm glad my friend told me about this movie, one of the better rock movies, and you're going to love the song All Over the World. And that's, when they play that song live, you'll know that this is the peak of their how they're doing there, because it goes pretty downhill. It goes downhill, then it goes back, and then you think it's gonna get good, and then you're like, oh, guys, you idiots. Anyway, Still Crazy, great movie, and two great songs that came out of this here. All right, this one here. This got great. I mean, it's loosely based on a rock band here, but one of them gets, anyway, the movie is Suck. I guess the girl in there gets bitten by a vampire, and she's slowly turning into a vampire. Alice Cooper's in this. Iggy Pop's in this. But the best thing is Alex Lifeson at as a customs officer. And anyway, it's a band that's going around, and then one of them gets bitten by a vampire, and I've watched it once, but I actually enjoyed it. I just forgot. No, you know what? I've not I've only watched this the first time last Halloween, but I've owned it for like 4 or 5 years. And I'm like, why the hell did I not watch this? So anyway, good movie right here. Suck. My God, there's Dave Foley, Iggy Pop, Henry Rollins, Moby, whoever he is. I know he's a hip hop. I wouldn't know how he looks like there. And Alice Cooper and Malcolm McDowell, but also Alex Lifeson has a great scene in here. Everybody talks about, oh yeah, Dan, you got to get Suck because Alice Cooper is in it. I still find Alex Lifeson from Rush, his scene is actually the scene stealer right here. So yeah, there you go. Suck is a good one here. And last one, I actually got this not too long ago. This movie finally got a Blu-ray treatment, so it's been given the great treatment. So I'm talking about Trick or Treat. Man, this package is great. So I'll just show you the package inside. I've got the soundtrack of Fastway upstairs, but yeah, the movie comes in here, and there's like, oh my God, there's so many. Comes with cards, a booklet. Yeah, they really went all out. This comes with a poster of Sammy Kerr. I've never even actually. So this is the Fastway album of the soundtrack there, and this is the poster the kid has in his room. So it comes with that. That's actually pretty cool. And of course, oh my God, a booklet. So anyway, it's about this rock star Sammy Kerr who dies and comes back to get revenge on anybody that's fucked him over, I guess. This was in the era of the PMRC there, and nobody liked him. What he was preaching was satanic or blah blah blah. But anyway, he comes back, and he's in a band. This also stars Gene Simmons from Kiss and Ozzy Osbourne. And Ozzy Osbourne, well, I will say that is actually pretty funny cameo in there. So, and Gene Simmons plays a DJ who gives him. This is actually the same principle or Deathgasm. So Gene Simmons is the DJ that gives what the hell's his name there? The guy from anyway, he's Ragman. That's it. That was his name. So anyway, Gene Simmons, the DJ, gives Ragman Sammy Kerr's last album or test pressing or whatever, and of course by playing it, of course summons him from the dead, and then he goes through. Anyway, it's a pretty good movie. I wouldn't say a great horror movie, but it's actually pretty decent. So Trick or Treat, starring Mark Price from Family Ties, plays Ragman. There's also got Gene Simmons and the soundtrack. The soundtrack, first of all, by the way, is great. The whole soundtrack is played by Fastway, so you can actually get the soundtrack. I do love that album. I do love Fastway also there. So, and before I end this one, no, I do not own Almost Famous. I do have the one song, Fever Dog by, is it Stillwater? That the fake band is. I do have that in iTunes. I'm just looking here. There's also, I yeah, that's good enough there. What I have there is what I've got. Oh my God, sorry. Anyway, so if is there any other movies out there based on rock bands or rock music that I may have missed or don't own or maybe I should know about? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what's your favorite rock movie out there. Curious to know there. But yeah, of all the ones I've checked out there, the Steel Dragon songs from Rockstar are the best. The School of Rock song is great. The two songs from Vesuvius from The Rocker are also great. The song Fever Dog by Stillwater from Almost Famous is also good too. but and also of course the soundtrack to This Is Spinal Tap and A Mighty Wind. But the best bang for your buck would be the Rockstar soundtrack with 8 original songs. So that's a soundtrack and a half right there. And there's other songs on the soundtrack, like they play every song from that era. So anyway, there you go, guys. That is my episode regarding bands in movies and also the songs that go with it here. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. On that note, I will see you guys whenever. Have yourselves a great whatever, and we shall see you guys next episode. Take care. Bye bye.